Basketball can feel like a symphony. The rhythm of the game, the loud, hard crashes, the sweet harmonic success, sometimes even heralding tears. That's how it ends for Syracuse women's basketball on the road at Columbia in the Super 16 round of the WNIT, a contest emblematic of the team's season story, blistering intensity into the last minute, group contribution. For members of the Orange, words did not come easy to characterize the season's finale.
It's bittersweet, but I know that we left everything out there today. We played together, we played hard, and there's nothing more that you could ask for. Obviously the win, but I'm just proud of everyone, really. I'm just grateful for this season under Chris Shep.
I think it meant a lot to me because I've never had like a group of teammates that was all had the same agenda. Everybody had the same agenda to win games, and I never had that before.
I said, we got this. Jump on the next flight. To let us know that we matter. That says something about Syracuse. That's what Syracuse do. We're not here to build championships. We're here to create a dynasty.
A postseason loss means an abrupt ending, no decrescendo to the Syracuse season, just an empty stage. However, many members of the Orange are planning on returning to the team the following season, so to a certain sense, the beat does roll on, just not until the fall. Reporting from SU's finish line in New York City, I'm Jesse Cook, Citrus TV. Ice hockey is a hands-on sport. Whether you're tying your skates, gripping your stick, or just having fun with your buddies, the intoxicating atmosphere is just about everywhere. Utica Junior Comets forward Ben Stewart grew up in this type of environment, but the 19-year-old has faced some unusual struggles on the way to semi-pro.
I have to do more with my bottom hand since I don't have the top hand. I don't have the reach or the mobility that other people do.
Ben doesn't stick handle with his top hand because he only has one hand. Ben's right arm stops around his elbow.
Usually they're a little wary at first, and kind of after we play, they're like, all right, then he's just like everybody else here. There's no difference between him and I. So.
For many of us, it's impossible to imagine playing one of the world's most physically demanding sports without the use of your right hand. But Ben's never thought about it that way, and why should he? He's always been one of his team's best goal scorers. The Dayton native said it's about how hard you work, not how you're born.
Starting out when I was younger, obviously I didn't have as much strength as everybody else. So I had to start working out more, bigger, faster, stronger, and that's kind of helped me in the long run.
The Junior Comets regular season ended on Wednesday, and Ben tallied goals in 3 of the last 5 games. Dating back to high school, he scored a pair of markers in the Ohio State Championship game on the way to winning the title. The scorer says he hopes he can pass on his success, skills, and mentality to more generations of hockey players.
I wouldn't say really any direct inspiration, rather than trying to be the inspirator for the younger kids that are following up in what I do.
Just like how a puck can be the story of a game and a sheet of ice can be the venue for dreams, to Ben, what for others would be a disadvantage is anything but. In Utica, Jesse Cook, NCC Sports. Postseason play started off on a high note for Syracuse women's basketball, toppling Kent State 84-56 in the first round of the WNIT. Kent State's first quarter action heralded back to its original team name, the Silver Foxes, wily and quick to the bucket, but that 16-13 first quarter finish turned out to be more like their current mascot, just a golden flash.
Not a lot of positives out of this game. You know, I mean, first quarter I thought we played really well. Great ball movement. We were playing through our shot.
SU forward Dariana Lewis played a pivotal role for the Orange in the paint on defense with a pair of blocks and 8 defensive rebounds, but throw it over to the other end of the court, she had 4 offensive boards and 17 points. That's a South Bend native's 12th double-double of the season. Lewis said she just felt zoned in.
I knew that I couldn't settle for jump shots. I mean, obviously I took the ones that I thought I could make, but I knew I couldn't settle for jump shots. they can't grow. So I was just like, okay, let's do some post moves today.
As I told this team, I've been around this game for 34 years, and you guys are special. You guys really are special. You're really talented, you're smart, and they bought into it. And we just beat a good team. Kent State is going forth in that really good conference we just came from.
That makes 4 straight victories at home for Syracuse. That's 4 straight playing over the Block S logo. But the Orange have to wait until Thursday night to find out when, against whom, and where they will be playing in the round of 32. Reporting from the round of 64 of the WNIT, I'm Jesse Cook, Citrus TV. 30 seconds into the new quarter, a 12-goal lead for Syracuse. Megan Carney fakes an underhand pass back, holds onto it at the left wing, 12 meters out. Sierra Cockrell darts behind cage, pass in front, Olivia Adamson, rapid-fire shot, and a one-timer goal. Syracuse scores again, 15-2. The Orange lead UAlbany just about a minute into the second half.
Like the San Antonio Spurs in the mid-2000s, that was the beautiful game. It went from Cockrell to Ward to a cutting Adamson, and she went bottom left corner. Nothing you can do about that if you're Sensibo.
Does that make Kayla Trainer Greg Popovich?
Ooh, great question. I think so. And if you want to get into the weeds of it, who's Tim Duncan? Maybe Megan Tyrell, Carney, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, maybe Emma Ward.
Yeah.
A lot of similarities.
I think Olivia Adamson, being a freshman last year, probably steps in that Kawhi role.
Wow. Hopefully Adamson doesn't demand a trade or transfers.
Well, not before she wins a couple championships.
That's right.
That's what Syracuse wants out of her, and eventually, by that point, she'll have graduated. So we're about 2 minutes now into this third quarter. A 13-goal lead for Syracuse. Mashevsky and Albarisi set up in the draw circle. The referee knots the sticks together, breaks them apart, and puts it right back in the clamp. Backs away, and the new play is set. Mashevsky wins the draw, moving left to right. Near side alley, past the restraining line, flips a sidewinding pass for Megan Tyrell. Inside the 8, Natalie Smith flips it for Tessa Query, stolen out of midair. Mallory Kitts, an acrobatic play to cut through. UAlbany with the ball moving right to left. Kitts just her second caused turnover on the season. A little too physical play from Syracuse against Emma Ward. She caused a violation. UAlbany taking its time to start with the ball. And actually, a check to the head called against Natalie Smith. So a stoppage of the clock, just 2.5 minutes into the third quarter, and Syracuse has a woman down. UAlbany moves right to left across the center of the field. That's Sarah Falk. Overhand pass to Shanley Wallace, who scored UAlbany's last goal. Behind cage, the Great Danes with it, Torkoff. Flips to the right side, GLE. Wallace, about 20 meters away, straight out. Now Falk, Torkoff behind cage, right side. Thrown over for Maloney. Pascal, back to Wallace. Pascal charges inside the 8. Retreats, throws it inside, and a shooting space violation called against Syracuse. UAlbany with a free position. The penalty against the Orange's Megan Rode. Rather, Tessa Query. Pascal starting from straight away on the 8. 11.5 minutes to go in the third, 15-2 Syracuse. She starts, rips a shot, 5-hole save, covered by Schweitzer. She picks up, and Syracuse breaks away with it.
It's almost like she had scouted that shot from Pascal.
Hallie Simpkins across midfield, racing with the ball, chipped away. Sarah Falk knocked it out of her stick, but Syracuse holds on. Megan Carney. Left side, GLE, way out. Hurls at center, that's Emma Ward. Adamson, who just scored with the ball, now behind cage. Sierra Cockrell, right wing. Pushes back to Adamson. Ward with it. Scored in the last game, she scored today.
We're just past 4 minutes into the second half, 15-2 Syracuse.
Emma Ward also has 5 assists on the day, so she extends her streak to now all 5 games this season with a goal and an assist.
She was a major loss for Syracuse last season when she was out with a torn ACL. Sierra Cockrell, straight away about 20 meters out, flips it back for Ward. Syracuse in the 3-woman weave. Emma Tyrell. Now Adamson at the 8. Fakes underhand for Carney. Passes to Smith. Charging center. Megan Tyrell. Face guarded by Kitts. Hands it back. Syracuse with it inside the 8. A rip and a score! Sierra Cockrell on the board. Syracuse up 16-2, and the doggone disarray dissipating this Danes defense. Syracuse totally in an offensive showing, up 14 just past 5 minutes into the second half.
Learning names is the hardest part in the beginning, and then just getting to know them over the whole summer, playing with them, getting to know how guys play. Just day in and day out grinding with these guys. It's just a cool experience, especially on a new team like the Crop Dusters.
Learning names, I know firsthand, is definitely rough because I got to say all of them. So you're Joe, Andrew, Justin.
Yes, that is how it goes in the beginning of the season.
Well, Greg, you were an all-star this year, so can you talk to me about what it meant to represent this team in their first all-star game appearance?
You know, it's awesome, something I'll remember forever. Just a cool experience. It was my first all-star summer league experience, so I'll remember that forever, and just special that it was with the inaugural season of the Crop Dusters.
And you guys have had an immense impact on the Olney community. Is this a real baseball town?
Oh yeah, for sure. The camps that are constantly going on every week, and just the fans, you can totally tell that this city loves baseball, and it's a great place to have a summer league game.
Reeling things back into the Dome, it's spring football season for SU, but not for the quarterback. Junior Garrett Schrader underwent surgery on his arm. The operation was a success, but he needs some time to recover. That knocks him out of the equation for spring practices. However, the Mississippi State transfer is scheduled to be good to go by the time that fall rolls around.
Let's circle back to the Hill. Syracuse is the #1 team in the nation in women's lacrosse for just the second time ever. SU dueled with Louisville on Saturday. The Orange have not lost to the Cardinals since 2017. That was the year that Syracuse began 7-0, then the best start in program history. The Orange entered this affair with a new record at 10-0. So was a repeat upset in store? The short answer, no. 4-0 Syracuse turns to 5. Emma Ward from point-blank range. You're not going to stop her. She's one of the best in the nation, and it just kept going right for Syracuse. Second quarter, Sierra Cockrell with the steal all the way down the field. This is just how the game went. Syracuse operating like a machine. Megan Tyrell, a perennial Tewaaraton finalist, right outside the goalie's crease. Not a chance for the netminder. Syracuse now up 9. Patty cakes the ball around the offensive area before hitting Megan's sister Emma. She pulverizes the back of the net. Syracuse up 10. Emma Tyrell would finish with 4 goals, leading all scorers, and a 10-goal lead for Syracuse means a running clock in the second half. Well, the Orange were running all over the place. Maddie Baxter right in front of the net in the slot. All too easy for her, all too easy for the Orange. Syracuse keeps on winning, and in other news, the sky is in fact still blue. On the men's side, there was no perfect record, but there was a trophy to keep. Joey Spallina set the tone early, and all you can do with him is watch and wonder. Wow. Behind the back, are you kidding me? Syracuse down 2-1 in the first quarter. Michael Leo fixes that, ties it up 2-2 with a sidewinder. He would finish with his first career hat trick. Syracuse then added a third and a fourth, and Owen Hiltz to add the fifth. Lefty Ripper finds Twine. Syracuse up 5-2. That said, Hobart did have its say every now and then. Anthony Detellis, a CNY native, finds the back of the net. It's 7-3 Syracuse in the second quarter. Move beyond halftime. Leave it to the team captain. He got that title for a reason. Griffin Cook hockey sticks it through. Syracuse up by 7 in the third quarter. And if one behind the backer isn't enough, how about 2? Joey Spallina, what are you doing out there? It's not fair. An 8-goal lead for Syracuse balloons up to an 18-7 finish. The Orange take their 9th straight Krause-Simmons trophy.